Hello, everyone. Say, it's my
Hello.
second live this week, which is nuts. Because last time I went live properly was like in February with you two.
Wow.
Yeah, see, here we are. But hello, everyone. It's, as you can see, we have two amazing people with us. Well, we got one amazing and the other guy's been let out. So
Thank you.
there we go. He's been let out.
Thank you. Let's get it accurate.
How are we?
Good. How are we?
That's all right. Same shit, different day. I've missed you. I told you before, and then I missed you. Because, we spent months together, all of us did. Then it's just like, we need to calm down a bit and just relax.
Yeah. It's been a while, but it's good to catch up again and do something. And I don't know, I just feel like honestly, I haven't looked much into the Dan Wooten stuff. I've been doing other things, but just seeing Karma come back and give him like a swift kick, it's like, yep. If anybody deserves this, it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think when it first came out in July, everyone was not shocked because, again, we've covered him for the last 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. Little things here and there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was just like, the open secret is now open. Everyone knows what kind of twat this guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew I was. And some of the things that he's been accused of, because remember, we got, allegedly accused. He's been accused, innocent until proven guilty and all that. But some of the stuff he's done, everyone's a bit like, oof, didn't expect that to come from it. Like, it's like, oh, that's what he's done, is it? It's, oof. Yeah. We knew he was a creep, but that's creep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's gone next level, these allegations. Yeah. Absolute next level. So I'm waiting for court documents. Like I told you earlier. Hi, Kay.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for court documents. That's what I'm waiting for, because obviously now they're really cracking down on people even reporting on it. It's okay. Well, you know what? He can write whatever he wants. And we were, and other people were allowed to say what. But the thing is, we weren't allowed to say, because when it came to Amber, our videos were suppressed. Everything went yellow, like it was suppressed. But as soon as you did, you made it look and sound like maybe possibly it was like a pro Amber. Oh, it was green. It went everywhere.
Yeah.
So you know where everything's headed. So even my Russell Brand video didn't even get sent out. Like they just won't let you. But I'll cover the court documents. That's what I will cover.
I did a video on the Russell Brand one first, and tried uploading it to YouTube, and every single thing it's limited. And I'm like, I'm not swearing in it. I literally changed every single wording of it, just to be family friendly, basically. Nope. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I just put it up on Rumble.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I was like, I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, but there's nothing in this. But again, that does go to show that they are suppressing any talk about Russell Brand. But then with Wootton, it's like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send an email to everyone. If you're talking about me, that can't be happening.
Make it look super innocent.
It's just sweet hypocrisy. Like he called Johnny Depp, wife popper in his article on the front page, and then went on and on and on about it in his shows and radio, and just kept doubling and tripling down.
Oh,
and
yes.
Then the second it happens to him, he's like, where? You can't say that about me. Where? Like, you can, because you did the same thing. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't be done to anybody, but if it's going to happen to anyone, I'm kind of okay with it happening to him and coming back around.
Which,
he may
we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's because I've on Twitter the last couple of days, there's been a couple of people who are sticking up for him, and I'm like, right, okay, you can do it. You can got your opinion and everything, but then when other people start bringing up the, it's like, well, the Boylan Times, they've actually given over 28 pages of evidence to the police. Mm-hmm. That's why they're now investigating him, and with the email, which I do have by here. Which just the way it says, obviously in the Bloomberg thing, the Supreme Court made it clear that any person under criminal investigation has, prior to being charged, a reasonable expectation of privacy. with obviously that part there is like, yeah, this guy doesn't deserve privacy. Out of
No.
every person, it's like, okay, yeah, that's the law. Everyone needs privacy. But when this guy literally did to Caroline Flack,
Yeah.
to Cheryl Cole, all these
Yeah.
people, still to this day, he still does it. And they say, obviously, with them saying, in publishing our client's name this evening, Violent Times has breached our client's rights in that regard. That's confirming police
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
We're writing for us
wow.
all. Thank you.
Like, yeah,
Thank
well
you,
done,
brother.
mate. Yeah, well done. Nice one. But
Yeah.
but obviously, I don't think I told you this beforehand, but do you know that this email was also sent to a couple of people on Twitter?
I was hearing grumblings.
So what was going on? A lot of people, they were, because obviously all these pages to all these articles were gone, but people were finding the cached pages. And those cached pages, they started logging them on the Wayback Machine. And then people were like, right, this is the article. This is the Guardians, Daily Star, Mirror, everyone. And all the people who were posting those links had this letter sent to them. And in the letter, it was, where is it? Because I gotta read it out to you because it's one of the funniest things ever. Because he asks for, and it's the exact same email that was sent to all the media, apart from one paragraph, which said, you need to take this down, retract it by 12 p.m. today, you tweet this, that, and the other. Oh, and you also have to do an apology tweet, which is okay to my client standards.
No.
Honest to God,
Freaking
yeah.
way.
Has
Honest
he
to God.
apologized to anybody?
He hasn't apologized
exactly.
to Johnny Depp,
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
And all the articles that he has written in the past, which have got fake stories and everything in them, they're still on the Sun's website. Even when they've been proven to be fake.
Oh my God. This guy.
Oh, mate, it's... I gotta try and find this one now about the one that was sent to the all the people.
While you're doing that, I just thought of something funny. So remember after the US trial, Johnny Depp and Amber's US trial, and Dan Wooten was talking about it, and he was being a tough guy. Do you remember? I think he wrote an article even, and he's like, yeah, I stuck to my guns, and I fought for the truth and all this. And I'm thinking, hang on a second,
this one here.
You didn't do anything. You let Amber go on the stand. You didn't go on the stand yourself. Like,
but these are the tweets he sent after the thing. Today is not about Johnny Depp. In fact, I'd be happy never to hear the bloke's name again. Because he put those two tweets out after Johnny Depp won the trial.
Yeah. So if you don't want to speak about him, don't speak about him.
Yeah. Hey, Dan Wooten. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. That name haunts him. Like nobody's business, because I don't know why he stuck up for Amber. I have no idea. He wrote something. She did not have to do any of that. No. He wrote it. It was not her responsibility to go in and fix it for him. She's like, well, I had to defend myself. No, Dan had to defend himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it was. She didn't have to do shit. She could have said, sorry, man, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
You wrote it.
There's so many things going on, but I've just found it now. So this is what they sent to all the people on Twitter who were posting the link. Should you, by 12 p.m. today, not delete the offending tweet immediately, and B, not agree to undertake not to republish these or similar allegations, to publish an apology in terms to be agreed with our client.
No, go fuck yourself.
No
and it's literally, I saw that, I burst out laughing, and I just went, go fuck yourself, Wootton. Because it's just so bizarre that these people think they can just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I want them to say sorry to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that.
No.
It's, because everything this guy has done in the past decade and a half.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just still surprised that he's still got a job, for one, even though he's been suspended. And, GB News said he has been axed, which, again, a lot of stuff that they've said has come true. And obviously they've shown a lot of, well, not a lot, but they've shown evidence. The interviews with those people, the male adult stars, you had the ex-boyfriend, you You had the older escort.
Yeah.
And again, he's come out, oh, they're just jilted. It's like, okay then.
Are you that much of a prize that everyone is jilted?
Yeah, this is it.
No.
Do you know who Katie Hopkins is?
Yeah.
I don't. Do I?
I don't like her. She, I don't like her. A lot of people don't like her. But over the last couple of days, with all this thing with Dan Wooten, she hates the guy. And she has put out a couple of TikToks where they're just fucking hilarious. I'll send them to you after.
Yes,
Okay,
it does. Yeah.
Yes,
I did put a video up last night with one part of one of the things in it, and it got limited. But I was like, you know what? It's too good. I'm leaving it up there. That's how good it was. But yeah, because she's known Dan Wooten for like 2 decades, and she goes, I got a lot of shit on him.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, right, okay. And she is a bit of a loudmouth, and she says things that get people riled up.
She's a gobby mare.
Yeah, that's that's probably the best way to describe it. And going back to years ago when she Eamon Holmes, she was doing a chat with him, and they were like, oh, sorry, Schofield, Phil Schofield, the guy who got done from this morning, the one Dan Wooten said he should be taken off air because he's been accused. That's where all this thing has come from, and that was this year. That's where all the hypocrites come from.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
Serenity.
She went on and she goes, the people who name their children after places are stupid. And then Philip Schofield went, but your daughter's name is India. And she's like, well, yes, that's different. And he's like, how is it different?
Oh my god, that's just,
Jay Brimble, you are right. Yeah, she she has got the standards of this, in the gutter. But yeah, it's with all of this, it's like, right, okay, then she's doing something. But obviously, we brought people together today because good old Andy files are back.
Yay.
Which we were quite surprised to receive the email the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it was quite a long email.
It was.
But we love Andy. We love Andy for what he's done. He's done a phenomenal job over the last couple of years. And he's like, we've got this. And obviously we are talking about the document he's done, which it is half of what he already sent us. But he has, in this one now, he lays out that, Dan Wooten and the Sun, they knew that AH was having all the modified photos.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, right. Yeah, it's like, okay, then, we know this is going on. But then he was like, oh, yeah, but I've also sent this to the Byland Times.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, wow, okay. He sent it to Dan Evans.
Which is actually even worse than the Washington Post and ACLU, because, I mean, they were bad because they never even asked her to prove any of her allegations.
This is it.
Yeah. But these mofos are even worse because they did have the proof that it was not true.
Right.
And
they had one of their guys go through it, didn't they? They had one of their, one of our IT experts. Blank face, yeah.
Like Dr.
Schmeigel, like
yeah.
Snickets.
Yeah.
And the horrible testimony.
Oh, Marlon Brando. Isn't he dead? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, blank face, you are right. Schofield, he owned up to it. And even though it's a bit on the ick side for what he did, it wasn't illegal. He just had a relationship with a very younger person than him.
Okay.
But, both legal age. But yes, so here we go. The Turds of a Feather. And Andy, he was like, I got this for you. Here we go. Yeah. And we have got like 28 pages. I don't know if we're going to get through all of it. But obviously, these are the tweets that he put out the day that Johnny Depp won the trial. And I think a lot of us actually remember these because it was just him trying to be front and center again, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, again, with all of this, but again, we saw the tweets he put out when she got the settlement in a divorce. Oh, it's a shame. It's all about money.
Yep.
He knew what was going on. And all. Excuse me. But yeah, so today is not about Depp. In fact, I'd be happy never to hear the bloke's name again. Certainly won't be talking about him anymore. Even though I do hope he is able to get the help he so obviously needs.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
was he looking in a mirror when he
In
wrote
it,
that?
what help? Like, what
Yeah.
help?
What help? Help picking better wives? Yeah, maybe.
In it.
That's what he
And
needs.
Johnny
help with.
Depp, Johnny Depp is not a victim of cancel culture. He spent years trying to cancel Amber and me. He had to
Oh,
throw himself in it as well, didn't
and
he?
me. Yeah.
This farce of a trial is designed to ruin his ex-wife, but won't erase the damning judgment against him.
Oh, my
But
God.
it's like he had all of this then, didn't he? Remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I got chat on two windows here. That's all, and one's going faster than the other. But yeah, so Wooten buried incriminating evidence and manipulated trial documents to hide her perjury.
And this is why he didn't take the stand. This is
Yes.
why.
Yeah.
And you know what, Dan? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but this just occurred to me. I also think he didn't take the stand because he would have been front and center in the high court. And all of these people would have felt safe coming in to the high court saying, wait a minute, like this guy is doing this to me. Like he couldn't really have his name and his face out there in the news every single night in the UK because he had all these people that he was fucking over. So if he's in court, you feel a little safer going into a prosecutor or however you guys do it over there, going in and saying, wait a minute, like this is what's going on. And here's the act, like here's some evidence. Like that's what I keep thinking. I think it amazes me how someone is named on a fucking court document and never had to show up.
Right.
Exactly. He's the one who was being sued. I mean, he
physically wrote it.
And it's almost like he was a bit like, oh, you know what? I don't care about this. And it's like, nah, mate, you're the one. Again, I with him being named as one of the parties, I don't understand how he could get away with not turning up. Maybe people in the chat can let us know how he did that. But I'm pretty sure, again, here, well, anywhere, if you're getting sued or if anything else and there's a trial, I'm pretty sure you have to turn up.
Yeah.
Because you're one of the people that the person's going against.
Yeah.
And your name's on it.
And you have to answer some questions. Like, where'd you get this information?
Yeah.
And he could have easily just said, oh, I got it from the TRO. That's it. That's all he would have had to say. Hey, it's over. It's done. But no, he sends Amber in and her 18,000 goddamn allegations that didn't make sense. Twists and turns left and right. So every time people say, oh, what about the UK trial? Well, go look at the UK trial. Actually map out her allegations. See how many times she had to do twists and turns. See what her witnesses has to say. And you tell me how accurate it was.
Well, she changed it about 7 or 8 times as well, remember?
She did, yeah. She did. But the thing that bothers me about the UK and this happening in the UK is I don't trust the High Court.
Oh God, I don't.
do not trust them to do the right thing any way, shape, or form, because all you need to do is have the right amount of money and the judge will do your case and then go away forever, never to be seen again.
Exactly. And the perfect example is the appeal process.
Yes.
The 3 judges actually stated, yeah, this should have been in it. This should have been in it. This should have happened. Oh, but we can't give it to you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why not? You're literally telling people he should have been allowed to do this or do this. And then you're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to now.
Yeah, because they don't go against each other. It's a gentleman's agreement or something that they don't go against each other.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It makes you think, how the hell can anyone get anything to go properly for him? Anything happens to him, or if I'm not going to go forward with it, it goes to trial. Ooh. And first of all, are they going to turn up? Or are they just going to be like, oh, he's richer than you, I'm going to go on his side?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is what I think happened with the whole thing again here in the UK, mostly because, it's against Murdoch. We'll go there.
Yeah. Well, that's why cancellations work, though, because most people just read the headline and go with it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And don't even bother to check. Like that, just not even a 5-minute check. People just believe the headlines.
Jamie, the MSN Dark Forces can help you out of anything. Yeah, it is. When he said that, it's just like, come on, mate. They're trying to get me me cancelled and this wonderful channel gone. No, the channel was made 2.5 years ago. You've been doing this shit for over a decade and a half. Yeah. Allegedly. Allegedly, you know?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, obviously, Dan Wooten, he buried incriminating evidence. Dan Wooten and NGN, along with their counsel, not only knew that AH had manipulated the photos, they also deliberately omitted one incriminating photo of a group of 3 from the chronology, in their closing submissions that would have otherwise have exposed her manipulation and perjury. They further buried a reference to that photo inside an unrelated section deep within that same document, and then recorded in an incorrect date for that photo within the fleeting reference. It's, again, no, Murdoch's empire. You know, we can do what we want. Yeah. Going to. They further placed images of the other 2 photos a day out of sequence within their detailed of the event, in order to steer the judge away from the true time at which the 3 photos had been taken, and to prevent him discovering her manipulation and perjury. In the UK trial, Miss Heard gave into evidence 3 photos showing the 2 bathroom mirrors on which graffiti had been drawn. She further testified that all of the graffiti had been done by Mr. Depp during the night after the end of his finger had been severed. And you know what? I still love how Andy does all
to tell us and expect us to actually believe that lipstick was not hers, was not her handwriting. She wants me to believe that. Depp's is really chaotic. It's chaotic writing. Hers is very.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Glitter Fox. I'm going to have to try and find this video now. He just bought a £1.2 million house.
Oh.
Oof. Very interesting after he put in the £35,000 GoFundMe, innit?
What now? There's a GoFundMe?
Oh, you didn't see that either?
No, I'm trying to stay away from a lot of social.
So the GoFundMe he launched is on a website called Democracy 3.0.
Oh.
And he put it in there and everything else, and he was literally, the dark forces are out against me. I need to raise £150,000 so I can give this to my lawyers to fight the violent times. It got to £38,000, and then when he got suspended from GB News, the GoFundMe was shut down.
Really?
Yeah, but then one of the things is as well, the GoFundMe on that page on Democracy, if you do it, you still get the money and you haven't got to tell people where it goes.
The final grift.
Yeah, the dark forces are after him.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I realized he is a dark force.
Yeah, and we got Tom and just said this. I assume Dan gets to keep the money, even though it's been shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the blank fate. Yes, this is another thing that people have been bringing up on Twitter, which is so true. Imagine earning nearly it is actually over $1 million. It was 600 grand from GB News, 250 from the Daily Mail.
Okay.
And his Facebook page generated 250,000, not 250 mil.
His
250,000 pound a year in advertising on his Facebook page.
What are we doing wrong?
In it.
Could have a Facebook, I think.
That's what I'm doing wrong. I need Facebook first.
Just ads 250 grand a year generated.
And he's begging for litigation money?
Yeah.
No, you can go jump with that shit.
The a lawyer, she put out a tweet, obviously in Peter Jukes, the guy who created Violent Times. He put out a tweet saying, "We've had this letter, blah blah blah," and some woman who was a lawyer by the looks of things, she came on and said, "Yeah, this guy's nothing. He is literally so cheap. He will do anything to try and win a case." Hence,
yes, I saw that. I saw that tweet.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that is so good. And then she started posting links to what he's been accused of and done himself in the past. And
He's lawyer?
yeah.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely just insane. It's because Peter Jukes also said as well is, right, this story, every time a new story comes out, people seem to be a little bit more shocked and like, oh, when's this going to stop? It's not, because
It's not
each time it just keeps going and going and going, and it's just snowballing as it goes.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about Dan Wooten and like Johnny Depp, as the comparison, is that there was, like Camille Vasquez said, there was no Me Too.
Right.
Nobody else came out and said anything. But with Dan Wooten, it's like, boom, there's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And none of them are related. Like, or maybe some of them are, but like, they're not, it's not like it's, whatever tried to say, Rocky and Josh and
Whitney.
like,
Yeah,
Whitney.
Yeah.
this is it. Yeah, it's so much stuff. Is like I say, it's when so many people come out about one person. I think the best look at that is Harvey Weinstein. Look how many actresses came out against him.
Yeah.
And again, the majority of them, they had people come in and say, actually, yeah, we knew he was doing this.
Yeah.
So why didn't you do anything? We wanted to keep our jobs.
Is your job really that important when it comes to this kind of stuff?
This is the one thing that every time because I watched the film She Said the other day. Have you seen that?
It was good, right? Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, because I like Spotlight and The Post and all these kind of things. And I was watching, I was like, okay then, because again, with these phone calls, the majority of them, they were recorded.
Mhm.
And hearing how he was speaking to him, it's like, mate, you must think you're the fucking king of the world or something.
Where did he get the delusional idea that women wanted him?
Yeah.
When did he ever get that idea? Because you know what? Weinstein, ew.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
I say it's with some of the people, some of the actresses. Again, Ashley Judd. She played herself in it. I was like, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had
Yeah.
Rose McGowan as well. She did the interviews and stuff for the phone and everything else. And to say, again, with him, I started looking into it. And I was just like, wow. Because again, with films, it's like, oh, that's a bit dramatized or whatever. It's like, wow, he actually said this shit.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to Wootton being, he thinks he's king of the world at the moment because he's like, I'm going to have all legacy media not talk about me.
Yeah.
The guy who is the champion for free speech, remember?
Yep.
Wants everyone shut down. Which I think that's the comedy part to me. It's because he's on a free speech channel. He's like, we champion free speech. Everyone should be able to talk about things. Okay, then. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, here we go.
Can't have that. Can't say that.
We can't have that. You can't talk about me that way,
It's like, but he can talk about anyone he wants, any which way, shape, or form.
It's like, say, with Jamie just said regarding Depp, the way they wrote about Depp, it was just
horrific.
It was just horrific, And those articles he wrote are still on.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't deleted them. And it's like, mate, you've sent an email out to all these people, and this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Eddie, hello. No, say it's not about her. It's actually about Dan Wooten. Because even though we are going over these photos, because we got a new stuff from Andy, he's looked at a few things again, and it's all about how Dan Wooten, he actually knew and how he masked fake evidence to give to her. That's what we're looking at. And obviously, these are the 3 photos which they knew were fake. And all the metadata was gone, like we got by here. But yeah, it's some of the things that these people come out with. It's annoying,
crazy.
I think, But anyway, going back to this. So these are the pages. Like Andy has put down, the below diagram shows images of photo number 53 and its metadata number 54, taken from 2 adjacent pages of the defendant's trial bundle. File 6, the punch hole can be seen in both images. But we got the source ID, the document start, and everything else with the number all by this, 1786. And then at the bottom, we got this for the date and time and everything else. The photo not only gives irrefutable proof that she was awake and active at 3 a.m. in the morning, it also proves that she took the 3 photographs before Mr. Depp left the premises at around 12 p.m. Now, again, Andy's gone on with a few things he's already given us before, but then we go down to here with Wootton. Wootton and NGN did not include the image of photo number 3 or any reference to it within their detailed chronology for incident number 8. To have done so, they would have to entirely expose the litany of lies of the events of that night. And obviously, as we got by here, he's put all the metadata which was supposedly, given, but it was all fake. And it shows it all, the data known and everything. And with this, with Dan Wooten and the Sun knowing that this is what they've done, it makes you think, what else have they done in court? Because they have been taken to court so many times regarding different things. And with the way Dan Wooten has been obviously come out with some of the people at the moment, and the way he did things at the Sun, it makes you think, what did he actually do? With other things, it's trying to get my head around it still is like, we know he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
And then all this is coming out. But Thomas says, but here.
Yes. Yes, I covered that he used
with the
his
Amber
debt
Heard
money.
story.
He said it's for a debt story, Amber Heard story, and he took the money for his own fancy night out. I'm gonna put it that way.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what it is like. It's the way that his ex-partner said as well. He goes, "Oh, I got money going into your account, but just give it to me." And he was like, Alex Truby was like, "Where's this come from?" He was, "Oh, don't worry, it's from work. It's from one of my sources. But I don't want it going into their account because we can't have anything traced back to him." And it went to him. And he said, he goes, it wasn't a couple of grand or whatever. It was literally a couple of £100 at a time.
That's crazy, but it shows you just people like him will do anything, won't they, to hide the truth. And I mean, and the Sun newspaper as well, obviously, like hiding that photo evidence it's not surprising, but to see it now, it's like, it's ridiculous.
Now, I do believe that there was a petition going around. I think, forget who it was. Was it Gina? Someone started to get the UK to open this case back up.
Oh, yeah. So that one's being done by the black belt barrister.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who had it done. But again, no, it's not going to open up. It's the appeals. They rejected it. That's in the past now.
But you can't. But when your people can't trust the court system.
Oh God, no.
Like the justice system has crumbled. So what do you do now? You have no control over your people because you have no justice system. It's just no one's gonna believe it. No one's gonna trust it.
He would literally just have to sue him again with everything that's going through, and and I think again with the Sun, he did obviously lost it, and I think that did hit him hard. But I think the one obviously in America against her, that was the one. He was like, "That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do."
Yeah. Well, because a lot of people still don't know that there was a UK trial.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And it's even though some people don't know about it, and they still go on and they're still saying, "Well, she won in the UK."
She did. No, she did.
What did she
win? Didn't even do there.
What did she win? She wasn't even a part of it.
Yeah.
But again, these are the ones who get a lot of this stuff on TikTok and shit.
Yeah. And it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But this is just, people saying whatever they want to make their own narrative true. So.
Well, and the thing is, just check people. Like, if you see the US trial, go back and look at the statement from, like, the judgment from Nichols, and you'll automatically read through that 120-page piece of crap and go, "That's not what she said in the US.
That's right.
That's not what she said in the US.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not what she said." Like, it's there, but like most people don't want to do. They don't want to check anything. It's just like, "Oh, I saw that. Someone said that. Must be true."
Yeah.
It's like what we were talking about earlier regarding the Online Safety Act here in the UK.
Right.
300 pages, and you're going to get people who are like, I don't want to read that.
Yeah.
Why do they want to read 300 pages?
Exactly.
It's a bit
Send to
like
me,
terms
please.
and conditions on like when you're on Apple or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, just do it, whatever.
Yeah.
No one knows what they're doing in there.
No, it's
Say,
all on
Leela
there.
Love, thank you for the 5. It seems like Scamber and Wootton are getting that well-deserved global humiliation. Yeah, it is. She's, she's still going on one. She's still injured or whatever and all this stuff. But yeah, with Wootton, it's everything that he's done, and with him doing this, because again, you had people before like, oh well, he's silencing people because he must be guilty. Because everyone's always said that about when they said about Johnny Depp, they said about everyone, oh, he's suing them because of this. And with this going on now with Wootton, with the way that his lawyers have sent out this email stating, you talk about our clients or you redo these or you talk about this, you're going to be up with the Violent Times. And it's like, oh, right, so he is being investigated. Great.
Yep. Thanks.
For it to be a they've had the evidence for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've just said, right, okay, we are doing a criminal investigation. To me, that proves as well that they've looked through the dossier and they've gone, well, that's illegal. That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's illegal. So we have to investigate.
That's right.
And if they were investigating, they would have just said, we are investigating.
Yeah.
Because that's what they said about Russell Brand.
Yep.
Because they go, right, people have come forward, we are investigating.
Yep.
They haven't said it's a criminal investigation or a
Yeah.
formal
No,
investigation.
It's
That's what
investigating.
that's what the police said about Dan Wooten. We are doing this because criminality might have been done.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's a criminal investigation. What the guy's done, they've seen and goes, that's illegal. We're going to look into him.
Yeah. Because
But,
Russell could turn around and do the same
yes.
thing. If it was an actual criminal investigation, Brand could turn around and do the same thing and say, you guys can't talk about me because I'm under criminal investigation.
And please apologise.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. This is, people have actually come out and said, you had Peter Jukes again, the Violent Times guy. You had Carol Vorderman, all these people. They're like, Russell Brand could do this now then if he wanted to, in according with what the UK Attorney General put out, that little notice. Did you see that one? She put it on the government website. Victoria Prentice, her name is. And it's a contempt of court warning, which she put out there. It was a media advisory note. So we
Thanks for the Officer Square hat. I needed that.
Hi, Freddie.
Yeah.
Good morning.
It is. So we got, following the hearing of Russell Brand in plain sight at Dispatches on the 16th of September 2023, there has been extensive reporting about Russell Brand. Obviously, rightfully so. They've said that they've done a 3-year investigation. They're going to look into it, so they need to report on it.
Yep.
The Attorney General, the Right Honourable Victoria Prentice, wishes to amplify the importance of not publishing any material where there is a risk that it could produce any potential criminal investigation. Publishing this material could amount to contempt of court. So, with contempt of court, it's like, well, you're saying this, but there's no criminal investigation.
Right.
No one's been arrested. No one's been in anything. It's just the media put something out there.
And it's an empty threat to scare people because they're not looking, I don't care who comes for me for this. This is where I stand. I think it's a big distraction. I think he's being used. And I think because he just got too close to the truth. He was just speaking too much truth. And that's what happens. Every single person who has spoke up and said too much truth against the government, this is what happens. Every single one of them.
Because going on with everything, it's like, right, okay then. You've got, these women have come forward. They've said all this stuff. Like, right, okay, understandable. You've got people who have accused him. Okay, he deserves his day in court, innocent until proven guilty, like we've always said. But then, with Philip Schofield, Hugh Edwards, and a whole host of other people in the last couple of years, nothing was said by the government. All of a sudden, like I say, with Brand, this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the government should not be involved.
But the thing with those letters, right? The letters to the platforms like Rumble and TikTok and Twitter and all that, those letters, and I don't know if anyone has even seen it, but they wrote a letter back to Channel 4 as well, the government, and said, thank you for giving us, all this stuff on Russell Brand. Thank you so much. Please let us know when you've actually finished the investigation.
Yes.
So they did the whole documentary without even finishing their own investigation.
Yep.
Not a police investigation. Their own internal investigation is not finished. The government said to them, please let us know when you think it'll be done.
Yeah.
You've put out a whole documentary and ruined a guy's, livelihood based on an incomplete investigation. Oh my God. Like, how the hell can they get away with that? And that's the government endorsing that.
Say, Simon, say with this, we know his reputation.
Yeah,
and all
I
this.
know his reputation.
Yeah.
I know his
But
reputation.
again, say what we're talking about is the situation with him and with Dan Wooten and all these other people that literally no one had anything about like the government go against them.
Yeah.
Only Russell Brand does.
Yeah.
That's why we're bringing him into the conversation, because it is.
Yeah.
Nothing is done, and excuse me, the way he has gone, and like I say, with Wootton and everything else, no one has said anything about him. And the government sent obviously the letters as well about Brand to Rumble and all these other places.
Yeah.
GB, oops, I got the hiccups. GB News did get a letter, and they were like, the Violent Times investigation is serious, obviously. In this, that, and the other. What are you going to do? And they were like, oh, we're just going to monitor it. That was their reply. And the government didn't backtrack on him or anything. But then with Rumble, they were like, right, we're going to have him.
Yeah.
Because they come out and said, no, we're not going to demonetize him. Because again, I think it's Magna Carta law or something.
Oh, I don't know.
So in the UK, the Magna Carta law.
Hey, Strangler.
Where is it? So Caroline Dinage, or Dinage, whatever her name is, the woman who sent the letter to GB News, to Rumble, and all this kind of stuff, she actually violated one of the few clauses, of the Magna Carta, which is still in effect. An Englishman's property may not be arbitrarily seized or stripped from him without the lawful judgment of his peers. She must resign or be fired immediately, and all this. But the guy actually put down from the government website, out of the 63 clauses, only 4 is still valid in today's landscape. Number 1, 13, 39, and 40. And 39 and 40 is, no free man shall be seized, imprisoned, depossessed, outlawed, exiled, or ruined in any way, nor in any way proceeded against, except by the lawful judgment in the future, and all this kind of stuff.
There you go. It's right there.
And that there is like, you can't, you can do allegations against people, but you can't say, you know what, we're going to stop him from making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, he's going to need that money to fight if he goes to court.
Right. And exile him. He's been canceled.
Yeah.
Or they tried to. I think he came back even stronger. But anywho.
It is. There's so many things going on, and it's just crazy to see that that has only happened against Brand. Yeah. But anyway, we're getting off thinking with that. But obviously, with Wootton, it's everything this man has said and what he's been claimed to have done. Obviously, being all this alleged, there's voyeurism, there's intent to sell, which is obviously the explicit material which he's not supposed to have.
Right.
Blackmail and fraud. They're only bringing up the voyeurism and the blackmail part, which, to be honest with you, in this country, I don't know if it's like it anywhere else, if anyone gets caught stealing money or whatever, they get more jail time than if they killed someone or if they did something to a kid. It's like, what? But again, though, it's money, and money's king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I think they should be bringing up the fraud aspect, because like we saw with the money going into his ex-partner's account.
Yeah.
Oh, That's for a story I'm doing. Give it to me. I'll go give it to this person. And then that person goes and films himself having sex with someone who doesn't even know that, they're being recorded. And
he just implemented his
yes, that's the word I was looking for, Simon. Revenge porn.
Yes.
Because that's what he was blackmailing the guy with. And it's like, what? And nothing is still being done. But obviously now with the police and the criminal going for it, it's absolutely just bizarre how all this legacy media now just went, you know what? Oh, Wooten's he's got a lawyer. Oh, we'll stop. That's never ever stopped any media before.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, say in Stevie down under, has there been anything like this with the media? If they've ran fake stories or anything come out?
Not that I've seen. No. No, nothing with like no, government's getting involved or anything crazy like that. Not even close. I mean, there's been false allegations, absolutely, and ridiculous, allegations and stupid headlines, but never seen the government send out, letters to platforms saying, "Oh, don't let this person do anything." I mean, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. It tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Everything. This is it.
Yeah. You don't even, I mean, you should look further, but you don't even need to look any further than that. Like, it's just insanity. And I mean, look, the difference between, the thing is, right, like people, like someone said before, Russell Brand's got a shady past. And yeah, he does. Yeah. Like
he was Shaker of the Year.
He was a womanizer, right? Like, and it's self-proclaimed.
Yes.
But
drug addict, everything.
But if people, you could apply the same thing to Johnny Depp and say, based on the headlines, he's got a shady past because the headline said he was a wife popper or whatever. So if you're going to apply the same thing to Johnny Depp, as in he's innocent until proven guilty, you got to apply the same thing to Russell Brand.
Yep. Because
we've seen zero, and I will say right at this point, zero evidence that Russell Brand did anything. I don't care about people going on a documentary and with fake actors saying this and saying that. Even in that documentary, they said nothing to me that said he was guilty at all. There was a bunch of women who made choices. So you had the people going, the producers, ladies or whatever, the runners who would go, "Oh yeah, poor me. I had to go and ask these girls in the audience for their phone numbers." Well, you chose to do that, and you went and asked them for their numbers. Then you gave the numbers to Russell Brand, but the girls who gave the numbers said, "Yes, here's my number." So I'm sorry, but if we want to have women with choices and all that kind of stuff, that is not a problem to me. That doesn't prove shit. All it proves is those women made bad choices. And what it does is detract from the actual victims of this shit who have been affected so badly by someone who actually did something to them, like a Weinstein or a whatever. Like, now, Russell Brand might have done some stuff. He may have. He may be guilty as hell. I don't know. But not based on anything we've seen yet.
This is it.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on I'm waiting on the girls' statements. I'm waiting on proof. I'm waiting to find out that goddamn text message. I want to see their work. Yeah. Show me your work. You're saying, well, we confirmed it was Russell Brand's phone. Yeah, well, we confirmed it was chopped and pasted. So you know what? I need proof that number went from this number and who the owners were at that exact moment in time. That's what I need, because it was all just copy and paste. It was just all cut and paste. It was the cobbled together.
Exactly. And look, Dan Wooten should get the same level of, innocent until proven guilty. He really should.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. All these are alleged, these are accusations.
But as you were saying before, Dan, there's already evidence.
This is it.
There's already evidence that's been presented, actual evidence, recordings and, things that have come out. Like, let's just be honest. He looks guilty and even if he's not, like if he's not guilty, he of course, everybody deserves their day in court and all of that, and like for actual evidence to come out. The thing with Dan Wooten though is he's been that guy shooting from the hip so many times saying, "Oh, so and so is guilty. Johnny Depp did this." and now it's just kind of a sweet irony that he's found himself in the same situation.
True north. Yes, I agree.
It is, it's with this, it's because again, when he was just at the News of the World, because again, the two investigative journalists of the Byland Times, Dan Evans and Tom Latcham, they both worked with Wootton at the News of the World. And if he's going on there now and he's just like, you know what? I don't believe them. And it's like, well, they did work with you, mate. But again, he may not like him. And obviously, because he's called it a hard left and all this kind of stuff, which is not. It's literally going against every single person in the media. It's like, if there's news, you should cover it. And if there is news, you need to cover it. And you need to be literally in the middle. Right, this is both sides. That's, both sides of the argument.
Right.
And I don't think they like that. Because obviously, the Byland Times, I think the Evening Standard as well, they've actually left their one of their articles up regarding Wootton. And it's like, right, okay, that's good. But again, no. It's sad to see when all this media who hasn't taken down anything over anyone, especially, Caroline Flack here in the UK, everyone knows our story.
Yeah.
It's such a sad story. And he posted photos, private photos.
Yeah.
He put out things and everything else. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Question.
What's that?
Was he ever investigated for that?
No.
Caroline Flack?
So what it was with Caroline Flack, her ex-fiance, he was sent to jail last year for harassing Dan Wooten. Did you know that?
Oh shit. I did hear that. But Dan was never looked into for pushing her to that edge.
No. Oh god, no. In the court with the ex fiance, literally, the court the judge said to the ex-boyfriend, Mr. Wootton loved Caroline, and he literally read a statement saying that he loved her, he was a friend, and all this. Because that's what Wootton said. He goes, I loved her. She was one of my best friends.
Then why he does not need any? He doesn't know what it means to be a friend. Because you don't do that to your friends, unless I'm wrong. Is that what you do?
Letterboxd by you. George Michael hated the press because they set out to literally destroy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many things. Simon, Piers Morgan, that actually wasn't him. He wasn't doing the phone hacking because he actually wasn't working at that paper at that time. With that one there, I just want to bring that one up. But yeah, Piers Morgan he's got shit on tons of people. Because of what he was the editor.
When that stuff like the phone hacking stuff comes out, like the media really wants us to hold them up as the beacon of truth. When shit like the phone hacking comes out, okay, that might be just one media outlet, but I mean, you can basically put dodgy shit like that across the board and just go, well, they're not trustworthy. But still, everybody goes, oh, they're so trustworthy. No, they're not. You cannot trust them at all
for anything.
For anything they say, like anything you read, I would just check 100%.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And not with another publication.
And not with.
I would actually.
Well, see,
if it's been banned in mainstream media, that's probably where you want to start looking first.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I say I'm glad Simon brought up Piers Morgan, because when he was the editor of the Mirror and stuff, some of the shit that he allowed to go out, it's like, mate, why are you doing that? It's like why? But again, like people have said in the chat as well, literally, you haven't got any gossip or anything, you make it up.
Yeah.
And here in the UK, obviously, the whole thing that with the Sun and Hillsborough, with the football incident, with Liverpool and everything, and the way the Sun went out, just lies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, yeah, they've retracted it and everything else, and now they've apologized and all this shit. But they didn't, the articles are still online.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm just laughing. I saw that name. It's so good. The Klaus one. But it's so true. I mean, like, it's all lies, and that old saying could not be truer. Don't let the truth get away in the way of a good story. Like, that's how they
You know what? That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yep.
And say this day and age.
Oh, no. We don't want facts.
It is this day and age now with the media, and with perfect example is, say, with Wooten sending out this email to them all.
Yeah.
It's like, so you can't actually show the truth.
Right.
You can't put out the facts.
Right.
Because he's arguing, because again, he's going on about, public interest, which he's in the public interest, which is what all of this is. He's in the public eye, and he is a public figure.
Yep.
So with that that does go, this is it. So,
yeah,
that is right. So he was sacked from the Mirror for insider trading, but that's not phone hacking. But yeah, the Levinson inquiry exposed every paper, everything that these papers do, and it's sad because everyone believes, or the people want to believe, with the media and all these newspapers and stuff, they're meant to bring you the truth.
Right. Even the news is meant to bring us the truth too.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all the same.
When they
did that, sorry, Dan, when they did that investigation, did they actually go as far as to actually show people who actually owns the media? Like how far up it actually goes?
I don't think so.
The daisy chain of command? Because that is what people need to know.
Yeah.
Where is the news actually coming from? Who owns all of the media? Who owns it? And then you'll fucking run like hell.
Oh, God,
When it gets up high, there's only 6 companies.
Yeah.
Six corporations that own everything.
Which is absolutely nuts when you think about it.
Yeah.
Unilever, that's one of the big companies, and that owns practically supermarkets. It owns like all the stuff that's in them. You may think it's a different company, but it all goes back to one company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I think I showed you that one with all the food, didn't I? Of the like a spreadsheet.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was again literally like 4 or 5 companies that literally own every single product that everyone buys.
Yeah. 100%.
So no matter what, they're making the money. It doesn't matter.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's genius. But the thing is, how do the people who make really good products? Because being here, like I found certain little like skincare places that only make like stuff that you can get in the rainforest and stuff like that. So I found those, but you'll never find them in the mainstream because they're not owned. They're privately owned by the gal down the street. She does an amazing job, and her products are much better than anything you find on the shelf, and they're all natural. But she can't get into the market because of people like companies like that who own everything in the supermarket, and they're like, well, no, because we're not going to get our kickback. We're not going to get the cut that we want out of your little product right there.
Yeah.
I much rather source my stuff from independent. Much rather.
Yeah. It is. Like say Simon's just said regarding like obviously with the UK, Murdoch has just retired. But he's not gonna retire, if that makes sense.
No.
He's gonna need to be dead.
Yeah. Before anything happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the guy who owns GB News, or the one who does the most money into GB News, he's looking to buy the Daily Telegraph. And with that, that's why people think now as well why they're cleaning house at GB News. They don't want to have even the tiniest little bit of aggro. Right. Because this sale, I think, is worth like £750 million just to buy this one paper. So I think they're going to be like, ooh, we're going to go forward. Oh, there's my daddy.
Yeah. Hi, Daddy Geek.
G'day.
But say Simon's just said regarding Sinclair Broadcasting, all the news shows on each station have literally the same political mess. Yeah. It's so many things now. It's like, again, it's before when it used to be like, again, people are like, oh, CNN or whatever, watch them, but don't watch Fox or whatever. They've all kind of just merged into one now.
Well, they are all the same. Like you go at this level, and they're different companies, and they're owned by different people. But take a step up, and they're actually owned by the same. They're just because how do you create views? How do you create clicks? How do you create all that stuff? You have to have two opposing views, right, to create conflict. But if you own both of those, you get the revenue for both. So it's a no-brainer. Why they do it? It's a no-brainer. Because we all as a people just keep on going, oh wow, look at that, oh shiny things, and don't realize what's happening to us.
Look at this hand. Don't look at this hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Pure magician act.
The entire Amber trial. She's like, I want you to look over here. I'm like, so what's over here?
And say in chat at the moment, I'm gonna just start a couple of things because so many people are bringing great points out now, and it is, which is coming towards it now. Obviously, we got Glitter saying this. You know, he's gone against the media so much. But why is he buying it up if he hates it so much?
Exactly, Glitter Fox. It's a good point.
It is, super paper. Who the hell reads anymore? Which is true because I go out to the shops, and before, I'd say literally about 10 years ago, the papers would be gone.
Yes.
But now there's just stacks of them. It's like no one's buying them because either they're like, you know what? Yeah, we don't want to look at them or believe them anymore. Or it's just like, I got everything on my phone, on my iPad now. I just subscribe to there or whatever.
Well, that's just it. And don't forget that the government is also shoving climate change down our throat. So you look at that paper, you're like, well, now I'm contributing to global boiling now. So no, I'm not going to get the paper because I've got it on my phone, and that creates no garbage.
Yeah. And I say I think this is actually a very good idea. Media ownership should only be limited to one thing per person or one company sort of thing.
I agree.
So you can concentrate all on that.
Yeah.
And not be like, we're going to, because again, perfect example is you got, where was it? I'm pretty sure it was the States, because that's where a lot of the media stuff comes from regarding the news stations. You had one news station which owned another one, and they were doing conflicting stories against each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're owned by the same people. But again, though, when I thought about it more, I was like, yeah, they're doing that just to create people to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to divide people. It's to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's they want us to they want us divided. They want us arguing. So that's why I don't argue with people, because I'm not giving the fuckers what they want.
Yeah. Well, the other, and to your point, Dan, something like, I think it was RFK Jr. said about 80% of the world is owned by two companies, BlackRock and Vanguard. And so,
Vanguard,
it's not even up for debate. That's just fact. But they own it. They're both the number one shareholder of each other's company as well. So, you there's no competitiveness. It's all, well, you do well and we'll do well as well.
Yeah.
And we own everything. So that's not just media. That's like property, companies, manufacturing, everything. So what chance have we got really to have something independent? But then when something like, and who knows what Dan Wooten did to upset his powers that be for them to turn on him like this? Because obviously
this is it. And, it's because again, like what Tom said about you, the days of real investigative journalism seem to be gone.
Yeah.
It is. You don't really get much of this anymore. And like I say, I will at this moment in time with the Byland Times, they've restored my faith a little tiny bit in media. But But again, no, it's only one area or one paper out of the entire thing. And it's like, why can't everyone just be like, right, okay, we're going to try and be the best of what we can be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
instead of let's make the most money and lie about shit.
Yeah.
But that's why I think, people like Russell Brand or like, even you, Dan, let's say Dan the man, like people are turning to people like you, to people like Russell Brand, to Les, to hear both sides at least.
This is
like just some facts of court documents or whatever, because everything else is just such a a mainstream fed narrative that you crave something different and go, well, that actually has given me another perspective to think about other than the one that the same old, media outlets are pushing. You go to YouTube and you go, or to Rumble or to somewhere else and go, oh, a breath of fresh air, at least I'm getting both sides now and I can make up my own mind about what I think.
Yeah.
This is it.
And a lot of people on Rumble are saying that, because we watch those, I don't even know if they're American or something. Anyway, they give me a lot of my Canadian news because Canada's being censored as well on a whole. I tell you,
it still shocks me how the Canadian government was like, oh, you can't get news on Google or whatever because it's like, so can you, if you're in Canada, can you actually still access like CNN or whatever, or Daily Mail or whatever? Or is it blocked out sort of thing?
After I got here. It kicked in after I got here. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure my dad would have said something because my dad's pretty on top of things like this, like all the shit that's going on. I think he would have said something, but I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'd have to.
But didn't you? I thought you got sent. Someone sent you a Rebel News.
Yeah, it
couldn't be accessed.
Yes, someone sent me something from Rebel News and she couldn't access it. And when I went to go, thank you, Super 23.
Yeah, exactly.
We were talking about this after. We'll have a little chat about this after we've.
Dan thought it wasn't real.
Honest to God, I saw things going on, but because obviously, like I said to Les and Stevie, because that the Canadian Prime Minister was calling people Nazis, and then like, oh, they gave this guy standing out. I was like, there's no chance that's real.
Yeah,
and Les was like, it's fucking real, and I'm still shocked.
The Polish government actually sent an extradition order for that Nazi after that all came out. They've sent an official letter trying to extradite him for war crimes back to Poland.
I'll send you the video, Dan. I downloaded it because they wanted it wiped. They sent it. They said that they wanted it wiped from the record. I'm like, fuck you, download. I'm going to keep that shit forever. I'm going to keep reminding you what you did.
It's shocking because when someone, again, it's when you see things on Twitter and all these other social media places where everyone's calling, oh, this person's a Nazi because they like this or they like that.
Oh,
and then this happens.
Around.
It's like, an actual bad guy. And this happened. It's like, how can you? It is Super 23. When Les told me earlier, I was like, there's just no. I didn't believe it. But it's like, this is just nuts. Patty, right. And we can get all the news. I didn't know. So with the news, can you obviously you can go on the websites and all that, but is it regarding like you couldn't go on Google homepage and it wouldn't be there? Because
have to do a test, don't they?
Yeah. Now, they knew he was because so that what that tells me is that anyone with any motive can get into the House of Commons and get a meeting with Justin Trudeau and Zelensky, and we're not vetting these people because all it took was a 2-second Google search, because the House Speaker, who took full responsibility, I don't think he should have, but I think he got paid handsomely. When he was introducing him, he stopped. When he said who he was fighting for and what he was fighting for, he stopped, did a head tilt, and then kept going. That was his moment of realization, what was actually happening in his house. What was actually going on.
Shit sort of thing, is it?
Yeah, they knew exactly. Trudeau knew exactly what he was doing. It's a power play. I don't know what it was for. It was a power play, but it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Just disgusting. They knew exactly who he was. You don't tell me that
what's going on with that. I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah, take a look at it.
Well, Patty says she was there, but in the actual parliament. But yeah, and he mentioned that he fought the Russians in World War II. Well, who fought the Russians in World War II? The Germans did. So the Nazis did.
Stevie, you got to say it.
Oh, okay. Smiles are freaking awesome.
so many people just throughout the last hour. I'm just seeing now. I'm like, right, okay, I need to get this out there now. He has to say it.
No worries. I'm gonna have to get going in a minute, mate, because I've got to get to work. But
yeah, and I was just saying, I've had a quick look through the document and say, even though we've looked through it, I don't think we need to look through it again because it is literally, I think it's like 2 pages, where Andy has put a few things extra down, but we've already gone through it.
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
But again, great on Andy to send it along, and he's always
so good.
told us.
Yeah. Love Andy.
But,
And I love the fact that he sent it to the Byline Times because he sent he sent his files to obviously Team Depp and
he's going to send a lot of stuff around to a lot of people.
yeah.
But again, no, he's done a brilliant job, but he always does. Is Andy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, it's this kind of went everywhere, and I say when we were going through it, I was like, right, okay, because again, reading it, I was like, right, we haven't said this. And basically what we looked at is the stuff that Andy wanted us to look at anyway.
Yeah.
So it's always good. But yeah, so it's been a nice bloody hell. 10:15. Well, Stevie, what was it? 8:15 in the morning nearly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof. Not good for you. I'm gonna go to bed soon anyway.
We're up early though. We're early risers.
I don't get up early anymore.
No?
No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
I still enjoy it. I'm very much
getting up early.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I do admit though, say if I'm up early-ish, I can't. I'm up normally every day between 8:30 and 9:30.
Okay.
Like to me, that's always been my thing. But again, I used to work nights.
Yeah.
So that was like a massive lie-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, say people, Stevie's got to go to work. He's got to make that dollar.
He does.
He's got to fight the corruption.
That's right.
Send my girl to work.
That's it. You
I'm
do
out
it.
to the streets.
I'm going to say something now, Les, which you will find out in a couple of days when you look into Trevor Bauer. But Stevie, go secure that bag. Yeah, you will. Like I say, obviously, people in the chat and everything else. It's obviously a lot of people say Australia and the UK and stuff. They may not know who Trevor Bauer is, but we are going to be doing videos on him because he was falsely accused.
Yeah,
and
who's next?
Who's next? Because again, this woman who did it, nothing happened to her.
Yeah.
She got 300 grand from her insurance company though, for some reason.
What?
Yeah, she got paid by her insurance company 300 grand. Both said, right, okay, we'll withdraw our settlements from each other, or no money was given between each other, but she had her money from the insurance company. Who else done that recently?
Huh.
Oh, yeah, Amber.
Oh.
No, someone who was in water. What was it?
Aquaman. Yeah, but the Trevor Bauer situation is, it's sad because there's so many people out there who are genuine victims. They're not going to come forward because they're going to be like, people are not going to believe me because these type of people lie.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I think it's upsetting the most out of things.
Yeah, that's one of the saddest things of all of it, honestly.
Aquanet. But yeah, so guys, thank you ever so much for coming along as well in the chat. And Stevie and Les, it's always a pleasure to see your lovely face.
Good to see everyone. Good to see you, Dan.
Thank you so much, Dan.
So obviously Soups is Soups just doesn't, we just don't like Soups anymore.
Yeah.
Don't
say that because people, I hear grumblings that people say we broke up and that we're not friends anymore. So when we say things like that, it just confirms for them that
yeah, it does. No, Soups actually has a real world life.
Yes,
she actually has an important job as well.
Yeah.
Hence why a lot of times she hasn't been with us in the last year or so because again. She was with us for the first 2 weeks or something like that of the trial, but then the job started. She had to go. So, guys, again, thank you so much for coming along. It's been great. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to these guys, which if you're not, what are you doing? But their links are below for you anyway. I've even got Soups down there, and I've also got Linda's Twitter. Linda, she's gone quiet. We're gonna have to find her. We're gonna have
She's
to
up
do
to
a
no
Rambo
good.
mission.
She's up to no good again.
She's up to
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
She's up to no good. When she goes quiet, things are getting dark.
Yeah, thinking dark forces. But I think we're gonna have to do a Rambo mission to try and get her somewhere.
Yeah.
But before we do go, yeah, with this, I've seen this as well. I am gonna look into it.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Supposedly this is. So there's quite a
That would
few
be
like
fun.
entertainment Twitter accounts going out and saying this, and I'm like, where are they getting it from? So
Well, is it because of her injury, her hip, that she can't decide which one is the one, and you know,
She never can.
leaning on her walking assistant thing like this, holding
on the
her
crutch,
child?
yeah.
Never, she can never decide which side to go with. Like
No.
my eye. I don't know which eye it was because it didn't happen.
Don't
As
forget,
red as a
ladies and
disco
gentlemen.
bloodbath.
Exactly. This woman is the one who, in her statement, said it felt like my eye popped out. Let's not forget
Boy.
that.
Yeah.
I think that's everything we need to know about anything she says.
This is it.
Popped out.
Literally.
Literally.
And on that final word from lovely Les saying about the eye popping out, guys, we'll catch you all later. Thank you for coming and see you all soon.